Good morning, my journal. It is December 5th, 2023. We are on journal 24. If you can't tell, I'm feeling significantly better, feeling great. My birthday, while it wasn't great for the first half of the day, just because I was not doing anything and I was kind of having my own little pity party, by the end of the day, it was actually pretty fun. I said I was looking forward to cheer practice, and then I ended up going to cheer practice and had a great time. Cheer was very fun. I love cheer. And yeah, so my birthday I ended up having a good day. So I'm sorry if my journal on my birthday was very depressing and I was a little Debbie Downer, but I don't know, I hadn't uploaded one in a while, and I realized most of my journals have kind of been like almost always positive, and I'm not always a positive person. Well, I try to always be positive, but I'm not always happy, because nobody can always be happy. So I want these journals to be like an insight to how I'm feeling, and I don't want to always be like, oh, I'm happy all the time, my life is perfect. Because it's not. It's just not. That's just not how life is. Nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's always going to be happy. Everybody's going to be sad at some points. So it's important for me to show that that happiness isn't like a constant thing. Even though my life is going great, I still have moments when I'm feeling down, and that is okay. So with that out of the way, dry mouth, water. I'm feeling lots of excitement and fear. Whoops, I don't know how loud that was, I just bumped my desk. We're on the last week of classes. It's Tuesday today, so I have 4 days left of classes, including today because I haven't gone to class yet because it's 10 in the morning. I have class in like an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, finals start, well, this Saturday, actually. Friday is the 8th, right? Yeah, and my first final is Saturday the 9th at 2 p.m., which I think will be okay. That's one of my linguistics classes, the one that has lots of diagramming, and me and a friend have a study room booked for like 4 hours tomorrow, and we're probably just gonna grind through all the material that we've covered in the course and do some practiced sentences and a bunch of stuff like that, just so that we are confident in doing well on the final, which will be fun. Which is nice that I do like the class and I love the content and it's super fun, so it'll make it probably not easy, but easier than some other classes would be studying for 4 hours. And I'm sure we're gonna take breaks and just mess around at times, so that'll be fun. My next final after that is I only have 3 finals, thankfully, out of my 4 classes. My next final after that is Spanish on the 15th. That's my last in-person final. And that one should go okay. I got my Spanish test back. I had a Spanish test last Monday, I think, and then I got my Spanish test back yesterday, and I got an 80% on it. So I'm like on track to doing really well, because like I brought up after, like in a few of my journals in the past, I wanted to like do better and better on each of my tests, which I have. I haven't dipped at all on any of my tests. I think my first one was like 52, and then a 57, and then 60 something, and then like maybe low 70s, and then this one was like 79, and it was so close to 80. The only thing that frustrates me about that test is I could have gotten 80%. I got 79 point something. I could have gotten 80, but I forgot to circle a question. There was one question where it was just like a vocabulary question, so it was super easy. It was like multiple choice. I got all the questions right, but there was one that I wasn't quite sure about, so it's like, oh, I'll just come back to it after. And then when looking over my test after I finished, I completely missed it. And looking back, obviously I like have continued studying the vocabulary after the test. It is like easy in hindsight, but I don't know if I would have gotten it right at the time. So it wasn't guaranteed that I would have gotten an 80 if I answered the question, but it was a 1 in 3 chance. that I would have gotten it right. So that's a little frustrating, but still, I got about 80% on that. I think I got like 50, hold on, calculator time. I want to see, can I round it up? Because I got 54 out of 68. 79.4. Nope, can't round it up. Can't round it up. This is so sad. But yeah, so I'm doing really well in Spanish at this point. And so I'm not too worried about that test, but my friend who is also in Spanish, just in a different class, the one on the cheer team that I've talked about in prior journals, she has had a concussion for like the last 3 weeks from cheer practice. So she hasn't written that test that I wrote yet. And she's writing it tomorrow. I think she said she's writing it tomorrow. And we have cheer practice tonight. And I've texted her already, but I don't know if she's gotten back to me. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb mode, like most of the time, other than like from 7 a.m. to like 9 a.m. and then like I think around like 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. something like that, just because I don't want to get a bunch of notifications while I'm sleeping or when I need to focus for school or my research assistant thing, whatever. I don't want to get distracted because I have a very bad habit of sitting on my phone for too long. So yeah, I don't know if she's messaged me back yet, but I'll probably check sometime today. I would say right after I'm done recording this, but I know damn well I'm gonna forget as soon as I'm done. So I'm not gonna. Oh, I swore. Oopsie, I'm sorry for swearing. Oh, and I noticed I showed my hand earlier, and then there's that little thing. I don't know what it is, but this finger like is always injured because I like opening doors. I have such a problem with opening doors for some reason. Like I open the door or like and my finger like gets caught on something. I don't know why. This finger is always injured because I have issues opening doors. It's part of the mental illness charm. But yeah, then after that final, my last final is a online final on the 18th. It's my other linguistics class. Then my fourth class is drama. I don't have a final in that class. But I'm pretty confident about that too. I'm doing really well in that class, other than the fact that I had a meeting with that professor, because he's the professor I'm doing the RA thing for, research assistant thing for, and I had a question for him during our meeting yesterday about the assignment. Then I forgot to ask him the question, so I emailed him and I was like, hey, I forgot to ask you this question for the thing, and then I just completely forgot to hand in the assignment, which I only had one other thing left to answer. Like I got everything done, but I forgot to hand it in. So I'm going to talk to him in class today. I realize I'm talking very fast. I'm going to slow down. Oh, I meant to shave after showering today, but I guess I forgot. Oopsie. But I'm going to talk to him about that today. And if he doesn't give me an extension because I asked too late, then oh well, so be it. It's my own fault. So I'll be a little upset, but like I won't be upset at him, or like I won't be like frustrated. It'll just be like, dang, should have been on top of things. But I'm doing really well in that class anyways, like despite the fact that the last assignment that got graded, I didn't do fantastic, which I did really well still. I got a 70 on that assignment, so I still did pretty well. But I could have done way better, and I am still planning on resubmitting it because he gives us that option. And I have 10 days for that. I have until the 15th. So I will still be doing that to improve my grade. But right now I have a 90 in that class. Once I resubmit this assignment, I don't know if I'll get 100%, but it'll bring it up from like a 70 to at least like a 95 probably. And I realized just now that it probably sounds like I'm bragging about my grades, or like, oh, he's so frustrated because he's getting a 70 in college. 70s are really good, blah blah blah. I want to do as good as possible, especially because like if I want to get this honors degree and double major in modern language, I need to be not strict about my grades, but I need to have high standards for myself. And also the fact that my grades from last year were very poor. Like, I had one grade above 70 being calculus, and then the rest of them, like one of them I failed with like a 45, and the other two were like low 50s. So I really need to have high standards for myself from here on out in order to bring my average back up. So yeah, I'm not like bragging about my grades. I'm not being unrealistically, I just wanted to clarify, I'm not trying to be like annoying about getting high grades, because these are the best grades I've gotten in my life. Like, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. But I have the option to do better, so I would like to do better. I just wanted to clarify that. But in terms of the research assistantship, with that meeting yesterday, the professor brought up a really cool thing. So I think I brought up in journals prior that I am planning on going on a trip to Scotland for like a spring taught abroad course type thing. And I'm excited for that. I'm still planning on doing that. And the professor brought up in the meeting yesterday that he's been talking about me to another professor in the linguistics department, also named Jesse, whom I've met a few times, or who I've met a few times. And I'm not going to go on that tangent. Who versus whom, subject versus object of the sentence. I was going to go on a tangent how I don't really understand it, so I've like kind of done that, but I gave you the TLDR. Too long, didn't read. But this other professor, Jesse, is hosting a study abroad course as well in June, and it is in Ecuador, and he told the professor that I'm doing the RA-ship for that he would like me to go on this course as well. And then Martin, the professor I'm doing the RA for, he was like, I'm sure he'd be interested in that, but then there's like the whole funding issue because these taught abroad courses are super expensive. And then Jesse is like, oh, well, I have some resources set aside. Like, I could top up the fees that the college doesn't cover, which would be really cool. And so I would get like 6 credits, being 2 courses, which would bring me back on track to graduating in 4 years, or I'd be able to get my credits at a faster pace. Like 2 extra credits in a year is really good, or 2 extra classes in a year is really good. And so that would be super, super cool. The only stipulation, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm going to continue anyways. The only thing is, I would need to take, in the winter term, this upcoming term, a 4th year level class, like a 400 level class, which could be really difficult for me. That, and the fact that in order to try to graduate on time, because there's like a specific amount of years that you can get student loans for, and I'm not 100% confident that I can graduate within that time frame if I don't start taking full course loads, being 5 classes. I am taking 5 classes in the winter term. So one of them is like, or hold on, let me think. 3 of them are 1st year level classes. One of them being the one linguistics class, the dynamics of language, then introductory Spanish 2, introductory Japanese 2, and what else am I in? Oh, then I'm in a indigenous linguistics course, which is a 200 level course or a 2nd year level course, and then this 400 level or 4th year course. And so this is going to be my first time since my first term last year. Actually, even then, I think I ended up dropping my 5th class. So this is going to be my first term having 5 classes, which I'm worried about because I don't know if I'll be able to handle the workload. But I think I'm going to try it out anyways. I'm going to try it, and then, because there's like a 2-week long period at the start of the term where you can drop a class or remove a class and get a full refund on your tuition. So I'm going to try it for 2 weeks, and then if it gets to the deadline of being able to drop a class with full tuition, and I feel like the course load is going to be too much, then I will replace it, because right now I had dropped my philosophy class that I was retaking that I failed last year in order to take this class, because there's time constraints. Like the times that the classes are offered are overlapping each other. I couldn't think of the word that I wanted to use there. And then I'll just bring the philosophy back in and then take this 400 level course another time. And then the professor brought up, like, if it ends up being too much, like, he does have funds put aside to take me on this, or to this country anyways, being Ecuador, because both of these professors, like, they both work with indigenous languages in Ecuador in similar locations, but they're different languages. So he said he has funds put aside, so I would be able to go to Ecuador at the same time and potentially do the same, if not similar, activities that this course taught abroad is, which would be great because it's like field work. It's like actual like field research. The only thing is I wouldn't be getting credits towards my degree. Like I wouldn't get class credits, which I'm okay with. Like, just having the experience would be super cool, and especially like I don't know how much I would have to pay, if anything, but it would be significantly cheaper than going to Ecuador and doing this on my own, clearly. So he was telling me that, like, even if I don't end up going on this course taught abroad in Ecuador, I would still be able to go to Ecuador next summer. And also that these opportunities that I'm being given are not like a one-time thing, like I need to do it now or else I'll never get this opportunity again. He made it very clear at the end of the meeting yesterday that there will be more opportunities coming up in the future years that I can take if for whatever reason these ones don't work out, which is really cool to know. He is making it very clear that I have a lot of potential in linguistics, which is really nice, and that the linguistics department hasn't always had the resources that it has now, and now that they have the resources, they want to do everything that they can with these resources in order to support promising students, which is really cool. It's really cool to be told that I like have a lot of potential in this field, and that I'm a promising student, and that I'm like a really good student in linguistics. It's so cool being told that, because I've always had so much self-doubt, like throughout all of high school, and then even last year at university. I've always just thought, wow, what if I'm just a terrible student? What if I'm just a bad student and I can't study and I have no interest in anything academically and I can't succeed in university? I've had that doubt in the back of my mind for my entire life, not the whole university part, but just like being a bad student. So being told directly that I'm an extremely promising student, it like, dude, I was trying not to tear up on that call, because he's like, you're a great student, and I'm like, really? Thank you. So that's really cool that these professors are paying a lot of attention to me, and they're like recognizing me as a, like, I don't know, they're recognizing me as a good student, and they're helping me succeed in this field, which is really, really cool. So yeah, a little short sum up of that. I'm going to be traveling a lot over the next year. In February, I'm going to Ontario for a cheer competition for the Collegiate Nationals. That's going to be really exciting. In May, there's a very high chance that I'm going to Scotland for a course taught abroad. in June, there's a 50% chance, I'll say maybe 40% chance of me going on another course taught abroad, which is like actual field research. And then if I don't do that, then there's a good chance that I'll be going to Ecuador some other time in the summer, which is really, really cool and really exciting that I have these opportunities. I'm really fortunate. And I'd say a good portion of it is luck, but I've also worked really, really hard to get to this point, so I'm proud of myself. Give myself a little pat on the back. But yeah, those are the big news things that I have to talk about. And then today I have class in an hour. Then I have my other class afterwards, which, being the last week of classes, I'm gonna miss these Tuesdays and Thursdays because drama and the language structure class are my favorite classes this term. So I'm gonna be really sad once these classes are done, but I had a good time in them, so it's gonna be sad once this week is over because I have so many friends in that drama class, and I've been making friends in my structure of language class. So yeah, it's gonna be sad when the classes are over, but I'm also very excited for my next term. And then after that, I have not a lot. I might do a little bit of work for the research assistantship, which I'm right now transcribing words in or from another language, which is pretty cool. And then after that, I just chill out for a little bit until cheer practice tonight. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Journal 24, quite a success. And yeah, I'll see you guys again sometime soon. And then yeah, have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Be nice to people. Be nice to everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.